Hey, it's Nay, and welcome to Hey Nay. So, the topic for today's episode is movies and dating. So, here's the first question: is going to the movies a good date? All right, first and foremost, going to the movies is not a good first date. I can tell you that off the back, and I know that from experience. Because you can't really talk to the person, you can't get to know them, you can't have conversations. You're sort of forced to be quiet. And like imagine being forced to being quiet next to a stranger the entire time. And then, it's an extended period of time that you could you could use, which is valuable. Like, that time is valuable because that can make or break the relationship. You know what I mean? You know, leaving too much pauses gets the person thinking like, oh, like, I guess this person doesn't want to talk to me or this person doesn't want to get to know me. And then, like, especially if the movie isn't good, then you just wasted an entire time watching something that ended up not being great. So no, it's not a good first date. Um, but as for a good date, I think it's an alright date down the line. I don't even think a third date to the movies is good. Maybe a fifth date. I think a fifth date is good because then you probably sort of understand the person you're with a little bit more, and you know that you're going to spend more time together because you already spent some time together. Um, you guys are going to do some more things, and this is just part of the process, because then the movie starts to become the main indicator. Like the movie date becomes the main, not indicator, but like I guess like the main memory in your mind when you think about that person. Like, oh, I remember, yeah, we went to the movies and stuff. Like that shouldn't be the thing, you know. Um, but the movies could be like something that you've done later on. Like, oh, we did this, and then we did this, and then one time we saw a movie. I hope you get what I'm saying in that sense because it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out that way. What if your significant other wants to see a movie you do not want to see? This is huge. Okay, I think it's best for you and your partner to work out that, hey, like sometimes we see a movie I want to see, sometimes we see a movie that you want to see. Um, but if you're in a situation in which you feel like you can't win, which I know some people are, do you break up with the person because of that? No, obviously you don't. But um, I do think that you sort of have to reevaluate what's important, essentially. You know, is it more important that we see the movie that I want to see, or is it more important that I spend time seeing spending time with the person I care about, and that they are happy? So you sort of have to just reevaluate what's important here and what's the whole point of you guys even sharing this time together. And then there's always Netflix and chill, so you can always just kick back in your own home and watch them together, and you can definitely alternate in that sense. And I think that's good because a lot of times you're just casually relaxing, you're just enjoying each other's company. Majority of the time, you're not even really that into what is being played. You're just being together and just having a pleasant time. Um, so I think that's what I would go on that one. What if you and your significant other disagree with your views on a movie? This is a great question because I've heard that this happens to people. So essentially, you would watch a movie, and which may be slightly controversial or may involve several different interpretations, and you and your significant other disagree on that. And this constantly happens on like, um, coming of age movies, political movies, very very controversial themes in movies, or even in shows, I guess too. Um, and if the two of you sort of disagree of how something happened or how a character reacted, sometimes it can shed light on that person's views, and you may not have realized that. Um, and I think then you do transition into a serious conversation if you need to. Um, but I don't think you should uh, hold them to that isolated event. They might just think that for that occasion, or they might just think that for that movie, or for the sense of the way that movie could have been, they feel that way. So it may not actually be their own viewpoint. But if you see movies similar to it and they seem to express a viewpoint that way all the time, then maybe you should have a conversation about it. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, if you constantly watch movies and I'm just going to use guys. So if the guy constantly laughs at movies where women are constantly made fun of in a very, very negative way, then maybe that is saying something. I wouldn't hold it to one isolated event, one movie, but if it happens across movies and the guy seems to demonstrate that, then maybe he does have a certain viewpoint towards women. Maybe he doesn't see them in as high regard, and maybe that's a conversation that the two of you should have. That's just an example. It's a bit of an extreme example, but I just wanted you to get the point. But that was pretty much it. Go to the movies. I know there's several different movies out there. But if it's your first date, second date, third date, fourth date, don't go. Go with your friends. But if it's a fifth date, or if you've already been together for a while, feel free to go see a movie. And feel free to tell me about it. Like, share, love, subscribe, and remember to always start your day off with a hey. Goodbye.